Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking on the AD topic. The main focus will be eyes on self-driving cars on the road. Basically, this is the topic that I've chosen. Will cover a lot of different aspect of AD autonomous driving, and I'll be talking about these things in further slides. I've listed down the content here. I will cover these basic 6 modules under this content of presentation. So I'll go over one by one. So let me start with the autonomous driving system first. So I'll cover this first. I'll try to cover the basics, the ADAS system, what is ADAS, why we are going for the autonomous driving system, and then I'll cover about the eyes of self-driving car on road, which is very important aspect. So what is ADAS? I'll give you the full form first. ADAS is nothing but an advanced driver assistance system. So almost all vehicle accidents are caused by human errors, maximum of it, which can be avoided with ADAS. The role of ADAS is to prevent death and injuries by reducing the number of car accidents and the serious impact of those that cannot be avoided. That's where the ADAS come into picture. There are a lot of different ADAS safety critical applications. I'll list down those applications one by one. You guys can better understand it. So significant automotive safety improvement in the past, you can say 3-point seat belts, airbag, were passive safety measures designed to minimize injury during an accident. You all might know this. But today, ADAS system actively improves safety with the help of embedded vision, where we have different embedded applications, different gadgets, and all those stuff, by reducing the occurrence of accident and injury to occupants. So one of the most important aspect of autonomous driving is to reduce the occurrence of accident. That's why we are going towards the autonomous driving. The implementation of camera in the vehicle involves a new AI functions that uses sensor fusion to identify and process different objects. Sensor fusion similar to the human eye. It acts like a normal human eye and brain that process the information. Basically, it combines large amount of data with the help of image recognition software, ultrasound sensors, LiDAR, and radar. This technology can be physically respond faster than a human driver ever could respond to it. So it can analyze streaming video in real time, recognize that the video shows, and determine how to react to that situation. So it will take very less time to process all these data, where the human will take a lot of time doing it. Some of the most common ADAS application, I'll just list down some of the applications. So adaptive cruise control, glare-free, high beam and pixel light, adaptive light control, automatic parking, autonomous valet parking, navigation systems. These are some of the applications of AD, ADAS. There are more applications which are really important: night vision, blind spot monitoring, automatic emergency braking, crosswind stabilization, driver dawsiness detections, driver monitoring system. These are the some of very important ADAS applications. Autonomous driving, everyone's talking about it, right? I think very less people actually know the definition. So what do you mean by autonomous driving? So autonomous driving is nothing but driverless car, where the AD system itself take care of every functionality of the car, and the occupant is just an occupant. It will not do anything. There are different levels of AD. So if we talk about different levels, so let's, for example, level 0 is where the human driver does all the driving. There's no intervention of machine. And level 5 is an automated driving system. On the vehicle can do everything, and the passenger are just an occupant in the car. They won't do anything. I'll just go through it. So what is these levels? So level 0, I already explained. Level 1 is an advanced driver assistance system. On the vehicle can sometime assist the human driver with either steering or braking acceleration, but it won't do these things simultaneously. It will either do one thing at a time. The level 2 is advanced driver assistance system on vehicle, where itself actually control both steering and brake acceleration simultaneously under some circumstances. The human driver must continue to pay full attention at all time and perform the rest of the driving task. The level 3 is the ADS system on the vehicle that can perform all aspect of the driving task under circumstance. In those circumstances, the human driver must be ready to take back the control at any point of time when the ADS requires the human driver to do so. Okay. And level 4 is an automated driving system that actually monitor the complete driving environment. Essentially, it do all the driving. In certain circumstances, the human need to actually pay attention. Otherwise, the automated driving will take care of everything. But the as I already told you, level 5 is the complete automation. So in the simpler term, I can say like level 0 is no automation, level 1 is driver assistant, level 2 is partial automation, level 3 is conditional automation, level 4 is high automation, and level 5 is fully automation. So why we use AD? These are some of the features that I have listed down there, which is actually a driving force for AD. I'll name it out. Safety. Safety is one of the biggest feature that because of this, the whole AD is behind this driving. Safety is most important part of it. So fully automation car and truck that drive us instead of us driving them will become a reality in future. These self-driving vehicles ultimately will integrate onto road by progressing through 6 level of driver assistance, which we talk about in the last slide in upcoming years. This include everything from no automation to the fully automation. Some of the benefits are safety, economic and social benefit, efficiency and convenience and mobility. These are the most important benefit driving force behind the AD system. So now I'll talk about different sensors, the eyes of automation car. So sensors in AD, this is a very small diagram where you guys can clearly understand which kind of sensors are getting used in the AD system. So there are CAN radar, there are radar, camera, CAN, GPS, IBU, and LiDAR. These are the sensor that is getting used in AD. So I'll cover radar, camera, LiDAR part. These three part I'll mainly focusing on the upcoming slides. IMA is nothing but an initial measurement system. You can also, for in the layman terms, you can say it's kind of GPS kind of system where different gadgets getting integrated here. GPS comes under IMA itself. CAN is nothing but a controller area network, which is a standard bus. All of these cameras, all of these sensors are getting connected through CAN bus, autonomous driving system. Now I'll talk about the basic architecture of AD. So now we have seen what all different sensors are getting used for AD. So these are the sensors which are mentioned at the left side. You can see here. There are multiple cameras, there are multiple radars, there are multiple LiDAR, IMU, GPS system, and there's a CAN bus who connects everything. There are different modules involved in the complete AD. So this is the high level diagram which I'm currently showing. But if you go to the internally, it's a very vast and complicated system. To understand it from the layman's perspective, naive person's perspective, I've drawn this architecture diagram from very high level. So the main component of AD system is a planner. So planner is responsible for doing all the planning of AD system, whatever out. It gets all the information from different sensors, different algorithms, and then that information goes to the different DNN system, and finally those things are gone to the driver application. The decision is always taken at the planner level. Planner is connected with different modules. I have mentioned some of the module which are very important and compulsory in the basic AD system. That's object perception, lane perception, localization, clear sight detectors, VDC, vehicle control system. So most of the time, the data also flows through planner to VDC, and VDC takes some of the decisions of planner and return back the instruction to planner what needs to be done, and planner take action on it. So DNNs having different high level algorithms. which is basically help AD system to take some more high level decisions based on the planner's input. So next I'll go through the cameras part. In this diagram, you can see how camera is really important in AD system. So cameras basically has different focal length. They have different wide angles, camera, different range. So different type of cameras are suitable at different locations. So you can see here, these are the kind of cameras who's focusing on a particular area. So you can say adaptive cruise control with stop and go. One camera is actually focusing on that area. Automatic energy braking, the second camera is focusing there. So that's how the complete car is covered through different camera sensors. I'm not saying the camera is the only sensor. These are the sensors which work with other sensors as well, radar and lidar. So I'll talk about those as well. So basically, there are two type of cameras. One is monocular camera, and the second one is stereo camera. Monocular camera is a camera that we often see in everyday's life. They are mainstream camera that can be used as a monitor function. In ADAS, monocular camera are used in different applications, like you can say acquisition of image of parking assistance system, lane recognition and lane keeping system, warning function for the driver by recognizing traffic signs such as speed limit, etc. Crosswalk recognition are some of the basic functions for monocular cameras. The advantage of monocular camera, they are very cheap and very easily available cameras. Monocular cameras are very easy to install, very easy to calibrate as well. Some of the application which I can talk about for monocular cameras are like feature extraction, object modeling, learning, object tracking. These are some applications which is basically performed through monocular cameras. The feature of monocular camera technology is basically NVIDIA and some other embedded companies are working towards it to make it to create a 3D image from the monocular camera itself. The second camera which is getting used is stereo camera. Stereo is nothing but two or more than two cameras. Basically, two camera is called stereo camera, but you can have multiple camera as well. So in addition to ADAS, three-dimension recognition of the running environment of the vehicle is becoming very important to realize the autonomous driving. For this reason, it is necessary to accurately extract the depth information of the shooting scene. Stereo camera can grasp the depth information more accurately by its structure. That's how stereo camera is designed and placed at the location. So you can get the 3D view of it, you can get the depth information of the object. Let's say now the AD system, autonomous driving system, is actually working, but it has to see these objects in front of it. It has to see the depth of it, how far the object, how what is the speed of the object, how it's coming towards the car. All these information need to be conveyed to the planner. Otherwise, the decision where we need to move, do we need to stop the car, all these things are completely depend on these things. So camera is one of the most important part of aspect of the AD system. The basic advantage of stereo camera, as I already talked about, is it can create a 3D image, which helps to generate stationary objects such as traffic signal or white line, but also distance information of the moving object. Although stereo camera are difficult to calibrate and increase computational complexity, the range of use in advance due to the development of car electronics technology and ECU and semiconductor innovation is very high. Some of the example of partial application of stereo cameras are eyesight and Smart Assist 3. These are some of the example of stereo cameras. So now I'll talk about radar. So what is radar? Radar is nothing but radio detection and ranging system. It basically uses the radio waves, and the system consists of transmitter producing electromagnetic wave in the radio or microwave domain, A transmitting antenna, a receiving antenna, often the same antenna is used for transmitting and receiving, and a receiver and processor to determine property of the object. Radio waves from the transmitter reflect off the object and return to the receiver. That's how the radar works. Radio waves of transmitter reflect of the object and return to the receiver, where the receiver will come to know how far the object is. That information also pass the location and speed to the system. So reaction time is extremely important, and that is one of the big advantage with radar sensor over lidar. If we talk about the radar advantage, they are actually long operating distance. The operating distance is more than 50 meters. It can operate in more varied condition and environment, since it is not as sensitive to the example dirt and other environment things. It is most widely used. There are some disadvantage of radar as well. Sometimes it detect object, and due to the environment conditions, the reflection and disturbance give the object a false size. That's one of the biggest disadvantage of radar. So doesn't have fidelity as some other sensors, which mean it's not as accurate as some other options like lidar. Lidar is very much accurate.